The Hells Angels is a notorious motorcycle gang known for their criminal activities, violence, and intimidating presence. Members of this group often live outside the law, engaging in activities such as drug trafficking, extortion, and murder. When a member of the Hells Angels is sentenced to life in prison for killing, it is a significant event that draws attention and reaction from both the public and the gang's members themselves. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at Hells Angels members reacting to life sentences. Yeah, you heard it right. Number 5. Steven Sanders, the former leader of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club in San Diego, has been sentenced to more than 20 years in prison for multiple felonies, including kidnapping, robbery, attack with force, and solicitation of slaying. The district attorney, Bonnie Dumanis, announced the sentencing, stating that Sanders would spend the next 25 years in state prison. Sanders, who was the former president of the San Diego chapter of the Hells Angels, admitted to kidnapping 2 individuals for the benefit of a criminal street gang. Over the last few months, Sanders has faced multiple charges, including a conviction for robbery and attack in July 2012, and solicitation to commit slaying in March 2012. Prosecutors allege that Sanders attempted to have witnesses and investigators murdered in connection with a pending kidnapping and torture case against him. Number 4. Jay Witt, a member of the Hells Angels motorcycle gang, has been found guilty of the killing of fellow member William Furlong and sentenced to 30 or 40 years behind bars. Furlong was found dead with a single gunshot wound at a Nebraska Hells Angels clubhouse on July 14, 2013. Witt, 48, was charged with manslaughter in connection to the crime. During the trial, surveillance video was presented as evidence that places Witt at the scene of the crime when the slaying occurred. A detective testified that the video showing a man believed to be Witt and his girlfriend entering the clubhouse at 2:15 a.m. Furlong arrived just before 5 a.m. The man and the woman were then seen leaving the clubhouse at 9:30 a.m. with a plastic bag. The detective testified that the man wiped down the door and door handles with towels before leaving in a Chevy Cruze with Virginia license plates. Prosecutors allege that Witt shot Furlong after a fight and then trashed the clubhouse to make it appear as though a rival gang was responsible. In August, Witt pleaded guilty to the charges against him, and prosecutors dropped the slaying charge, changing it to manslaughter, which resulted in a guilty conviction. Witt will be in his 70s by the time he's eligible for parole after serving 7.5 years of his sentence. The charges against Witt are one of the several incidents going against the Hells Angels in recent years, including shooting incidents, drug dealings, and gang welfare, leading to numerous arrests worldwide. Witt is no longer a member of the Hells Angels. Number 3. The trial of Adam Lee Hall in Springfield has seen witnesses take the stand regarding the alleged torture and killing of 3 Pittsfield men during Hurricane Irene in 2011. As one of the 3 suspects in the case, Hall is accused of dismembering their bodies and burying them in Beckett. During the trial, a former girlfriend of Hall testified that he had 3 guns in a dog food bag on the night of the slaying. The trial was moved from Berkshire County to Springfield due to the publicity surrounding the case. Although the Supreme Judicial Court upheld Hall's 3 first-degree convictions and rejected his request for a new trial, the court ruled that he is not guilty of kidnapping one of the victims. Hall had previously been convicted, along with his 2 accomplices, of first-degree charges in 2010. As a ranking member of the local Hells Angels chapter, Hall was serving 5 consecutive life sentences, but the ruling has reduced his sentence to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. It is important for all involved to respect the jury's verdict, and the defendant has been charged accordingly. Number 2. David Shawlu has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for his involvement in the triple murder of David Glasser, Edward Frampton, and Robert Chadwell, which was perpetrated by the Hells Angels. As per the mandatory minimum sentence for first-degree murder, there is no possibility of parole. Judge C. Jeffrey Kinder of the Hampton Superior Court agreed to the recommendation made by Berkshire District Attorney David Capellis to have the 3 sentences served consecutively. The jury found Shawlu guilty of all charges, including premeditated murder with malice of forethought and murder with extreme atrocity and cruelty. Consecutive sentences were deemed necessary to recognize the value of each victim. The victim's treatment was described as heinous by the prosecutors. Number 1. Joseph Lancia, the president of the Hells Angels in Rhode Island, struck a deal with prosecutors and changed his plea to no contest, resulting in a 5-year prison sentence. Lancia, accompanied by several members of the motorcycle club, pleaded guilty to charges of felony and battery and carrying a gun without a license. More severe charges, including discharging a firearm and invasion with intent to commit a slaying, were dismissed as part of the agreement. Lancia will return to court to begin his sentence at the adult correctional institution. If he fails to appear or violates the conditions of his release, he risks facing a maximum sentence of 61 years in prison. The case stemmed from a 2019 incident in which Lancia fired a gun at a truck driven by Richard Starnino, a prospective member of the club. Lancia was captured on video surveillance shooting at the truck outside the Hells Angels Providence headquarters. Lancia was also sentenced to 10 years of probation and received a no-contact order for 8 years in Cranston to protect Starnino. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.